Welcome to the story of one of Britain's most iconic and rebellious car manufacturers, TVR, a name synonymous with raw performance, lightweight design, and a whole lot of character. But long before the thunderous V8s and the snarling sports cars of the 90s and 2000s, TVR had a humble and fascinating beginnings. Let's rewind the clock to 1947 and trace the journey through to the 1960s. Our story begins in 1947 in Blackpool, England. A young engineer named Trevor Wilkinson founded a small engineering firm called Trevcar Motors, later shortened to TVR, using the letters of his first name. Wilkinson had a passion for cars and engineering, and it wasn't long before he was building his own. By 1949 he crafted his first car, a special based on an Alvis Firebird chassis, but it wasn't until 1954 that the first real TVR sports car emerged, the TVR Number 1. This lightweight car used a multi-tubular chassis with aluminium body panels. It was crude, but it had personality, and it worked. TVR wasn't yet a proper manufacturer. Wilkinson was an enthusiast engineer, experimenting with designs and chassis. But word was getting out, and people liked what he was doing. In the mid-1950s, TVR found a niche market, kit cars. This was post-war Britain, where car taxes and insurance would be drastically reduced if you assembled the car yourself. TVR capitalised on this. Enter the TVR Grantura. First developed around 1958, it was TVR's first real production car, and yes, it was offered both as a fully built car and as a kit. Customers could buy the chassis and fiberglass body, then install their own mechanical components, typically from MGs or Fords. These kits helped TVR grow without needing the full manufacturing operation. They were light, stylish, and surprisingly quick. The Grantura had a curvy fiberglass body, a space frame chassis, and a front mid-engined layout, well ahead of its time in terms of engineering. While the kit car model worked, TVR faced constant financial problems. Several times in the 1950s and early 1960s, the company changed hands. Wilkinson himself left the company in 1962 after disagreements with management. Despite internal chaos, the cars kept improving. The Grantura evolved through several series, getting more refined and better performing each time. TVR even started exporting to the United States, where lightweight British sports cars were gaining in popularity. And then came Jack Griffith, an American racing driver and entrepreneur who saw potential in TVR's lightweight bodies. He thought, what if we dropped a Ford V8 in one? Thus, the Griffith 200 was born in 1964. It was wild, raw, and fast, TVR's first true performance beast, and a hint at what the company would later become. But again, production was limited and reliability was questionable. Still, the Griffith put TVR on the map as a serious performance car maker. By the late 1960s, TVR had stopped selling kits, focusing more on factory-built cars. The company was maturing, but still fighting financial uncertainty. Enter Martin Lilly, who took over TVR in 1965. Under his leadership, the company established and refined its lineup. The Vixen series emerged, a more refined continuation of the Grantura idea. It used Ford engines and better suspension, bringing the brand closer to mainstream sports car buyers. The Vixen was no mass market car, but it showed that TVR was ready to evolve. It was still fast, still lightweight, but now a bit more reliable. Well, a bit. The 1947 to 1960 era laid the foundation for everything that would follow later. The madness of the Tuscan, the brutality of the Cerber, and the beautiful chaos of the Sagaris. TVR may have stumbled and stalled along the way, but even in its earliest years it had something no one else did: soul. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through TVR's early history, hit that like button, subscribe for more car stories, and tell us in the comments, what's your favourite classic TVR?